Good evening, viewer. Welcome to our Globe TV or some breaking news. Once upon a time, the vulture was an abundant and ubiquitous bird in India. The scavenging birds hovered over sprawling landfills, looking for cattle carcasses. Sometimes they would alarm pilots by getting sucked into jet engines during airport takeoffs. But more than 2 decades ago, India's vultures began dying because of a drug used to treat sick cows. By the mid 1990s, the 50 million strong vulture populations had plummeted to near zero because of diclofenac, a cheap non-steroidal painkiller for cattle that is fatal to vultures. Birds that feed on carcasses of livestock treated with the drug suffered from kidney failure and died. Since the 2006 ban on veterinary use of diclofenac, the decline has slowed and also slowed in some areas, but at least 3 species have suffered long-term losses of 91 to 98% according to the latest State of India's Birds report. And that's not all. According to a new peer-reviewed study, the unintentional decimation of these heavy scavenging birds allowed deadly bacteria and infections to proliferate, leading to the deaths of about 500,000 people over 5 years, says the study published in the American Economic Association journal. Vultures are considered nature's sanitation service because of the important role they play in removing dead animals that contain bacteria and pathogens from our environment. Without them, diseases can spread, says the study's co-author I.L. Frank, an assistant professor at University of Chicago's Harris School of Public Policy. Understanding the role vultures play in human health underscores the importance of protecting wildlife, and not just the cute and cuddly. They all have a job to do in our ecosystems that impacts our lives. Mr. Frank and his co-author Anand Sudarshan compared human death rates in Indian districts that once thrived with vultures to those with historically low, that is called the historically low vulture populations. Both before and after the vulture collapse, they also examined rabies vaccine sales, feral dog counts and pathogens levels in the water supply. They found that after anti-inflammatory drug sales had risen and vulture populations had collapsed, human death rates increased by more than 4% in districts where the birds once thrived. That means called the thrive. The researchers also found that the effect was greatest in urban areas with large livestock populations where carcass dumps were common. The authors estimated that between 2000 and 2005, the loss of vultures cost around 1 lakh additional human deaths annually, resulting in more than 69 billion per year in mortality, damages or the economic cost associated with premature death. These deaths were due to the spread of diseases and bacteria that vultures would have otherwise removed from the environment. For example, without vultures, the stray dog populations increased, bringing rabies to humans. Rabies vaccine sales rose during that time but were insufficient. Unlike vultures, dogs were ineffective at clearing rotting remains, leading to bacteria and pathogens spreading into drinking water through runoff and poor disposal methods. Fecal bacteria in the water more than double. The vulture collapse in India provides a particularly stark example of the type of hard to reverse and unpredictable cost to humans that can come from the loss of a species, says Mr. Sudarshan, an associate professor at the University of Warwick and co-author of the study. BNS exclusive report, Glory Globe TV, Delhi, Bharat.